Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies. We're finally going to go through the Saints defense. I know I've been doing stat predictions and things like that, but with defense, it's going to be very, very hard to kind of predict stats. So we're going to just talk about the defense as a whole. Defense has been carrying the Saints team for the last 3 to 4 seasons. They've been very, very good under Dennis Allen. Offense just has to catch up. And last year, it's ups and downs. They were bad in key moments of the season, which kind of cost us some games. But as an overall unit, they played very well. Now, we got, revamped that defensive line. It's going to be a very, very new look defensive line. Hopefully we can get some guys healthy, like Lattimore, Pete Warner can stay healthy. So the defense is on course to have another very, very good season. And we can start with last year, man. Last year, on the pass side of the ball, the Saints were really, really good. I'll click through some of these stats right here. We were the third best team in the NFL in completion percentage against, our secondary, only allowing 60.1% of passes to be completed. Also, yards per attempt, we were third in that as well. Allowing yards we allowed, we were only second to the Philadelphia Eagles. Touchdowns, we only allowed 17 touchdowns last season. That was good for fourth best in the NFL. The only downside to our pass defense is that we didn't have that many interceptions. Only finished the season with 7 interceptions, which was third worst, in the NFL. Now, the numbers are the numbers. The numbers are kind of misleading to an extent. I think we had a very, very good season against the pass, but the numbers are misleading to an extent. We were, I think, the 8th, least thrown on team in the NFL. So obviously, if you're the 8th least thrown on team, then your passing yards and your touchdowns are going to be very, very low against the pass. But we were still, like I said, 8th least thrown against team and still finished top 3 in most of those categories. So we still performed well as a unit. But to say we had a top 2, top 1, top 3 secondary just wasn't the case last year, man. Adebo came in and struggled at times. Lattimore missed the entire year. Tyrann Mathieu struggled early in the year, came on late. Marcus May was in and out the lineup. So the secondary, it was good, but it wasn't a top 2 unit. I do think they're going to get better. As long as we're healthy, I think we can be a top 3 unit if Adebo can, make another step in the right direction. He kind of had a sophomore slump. If Alontae Taylor can stay healthy and keep producing, then I do think we'll have a top secondary in the NFL. Also, the pass rush last year, the sack numbers, I think the sack numbers are also kind of misleading. Saints finished, I believe, 5th in the NFL in sacks last year behind the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Patriots. Then it was the Saints with 48 sacks. We were not the 5th best pass rush defense in the NFL last year. I can promise you that. We had a lot of sacks from linebackers last year. Cameron Jordan led the way with 8.5, but then you had Caden Ellis and Demario Davis who had 7 and 6.5. So the linebackers definitely helped in the pass rush. Other than that, I do think we're going to need more pass rush from the defensive line itself and not have to use our linebackers and disguise some blitzes and things like that. If we can just get pressure with the front 4, it's going to make the defense so much better if you can leave seven guys to defend the pass. But like I said earlier, we got through on the 8th fewest times in the NFL, but we still finished top 5 in sacks. So that's really, really good for the Saints. We're still going to have to get better on that pass rush. Run game, very, very bad last year. Let's jump into that run game. Very, very bad. Shai Tuttle, David Onyemata, Kentavious Street, whoever you want to name playing, Malcolm Roach in that defensive tackle role, we didn't do well. We didn't do well in that. We didn't do well against the run. It was one of the worst Saints rush defense I've seen in a long, long time, man. People were just running the ball on us, which is not a thing for the Saints. It's never been a thing, but this past season, we weren't that good at it. We were ranked 22nd in the NFL in rush defense. 22nd, gave up 4.5 yards per carry. Let me just do a quick swipe to years before to see where, the Saints was ranked. But I know, look, this year we were ranked number 4, the 4th best in 2021. Let's check out 2020 real quick. I'm just checking this just to get a little glance of the year 2020. We're ranked 4th again. So being ranked 22nd is just a very, very bad season. I'm just gonna say it was just an off year for the Saints. And the year before that, we were ranked 4th again in 2019. So after 3 consecutive seasons of being ranked the 4th best rush defense in the NFL and really top 3, that was just rush yards in total. The Saints went to 22nd. You just can't have that. Dennis Allen, his defense has been successful because we can stop the run first. And once you're able to stop the run, teams feel like they can't run the ball on you. They become one-dimensional. And now you can start to rush the passer with 4 guys, maybe even blitz some guys. And now you just have the team at your mercy. If the team can't run the ball, they just have to throw the ball, man. The defensive ends are going to start getting sacks. That's another reason why defensive ends really probably didn't get enough sacks this year, because teams just ran the ball on us. Teams just felt like they didn't have to throw the ball. They can just run the ball on us, and they were going to be successful. And guess what? They were right this past season. Now, the biggest thing for the Saints, fast forward to this year, is how are we going to adjust? How are we going to be better at that? How are we going to stop the run? Obviously, we drafted Brian Bresee first round. He's going to play a role in that. We also went out and got Nathan Shepard. We went out and got Kalen Saunders. We re-signed Malcolm Roach. Those 4 guys in the middle, they're going to have to be really, really good this year. It looks like that's going to be the 4 guys. That's going to be the rotation. Don't know who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, but those 4 guys are going to have to, they're going to have to do it in the middle. Nathan Shepard, Kalen Saunders, Brian Rasee, Malcolm Roach. Those 4 guys are going to have to be much better than the 4 guys we had last year in Anyamata, Shuttle, Kentavious Street, and then Malcolm Roach again. Those guys are going to have to be better because we have to be able to stop the run. The linebackers are going to have to help them out. Pete Warner, Demario Davis, we know what we get when they're on the field. We know what we get. Demario Davis still playing at a Pro Bowl level. Pete Warner was playing at a Pro Bowl level before he got hurt. Zach Bond is probably going to have to step up into a bigger role this year. DeMarco Jackson, maybe he'll get a chance. Was hurt all last season on IR. But that front 7 going to have to be much better against the run than it was last season. Also, that defensive secondary, I already kind of touched on. If they're healthy, they're good. If they're healthy, they're good. I think it's all the talent in the world with Tyrann Mathieu, with Marcus May, Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, Bradley Roby, and Alontae Taylor. They have a very, very good secondary. A very good secondary. I don't think we have any weaknesses if everybody's healthy. Now, if guys are healthy, we can't rush the pass. Things can happen. But, man, as is on paper, the secondary is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. I don't think we really need to go out and address anything in the secondary at all unless injuries happen, like I said. The biggest hole I'm looking at for the Saints is, will we be able to rush the passer without using our linebackers again this season? Even though, it's good to mix it up and send your linebackers sometimes. To Mario Davis, Caden Ellis getting sacks. I would love it for it just to be 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11, whatever it is, and we just rush 4 guys. Whatever 4 guys it is, for Cameron Jordan, Carl Granderson, Brian Rasee, Isaiah Foskey, whoever the 4 guys is that's rushing the passer, we can get pressure with 4. It's going to make your defense so much better, man. You have a lot of guys defending in the secondary, and it's just going to make it a little easier to defend 4 receiver routes and 5 receiver routes when you have 7 guys back there instead of having 5 guys back there, 6 guys back there, because you have to send extra pressure to get to the quarterback. As an overall unit, I do think we'll have a top 10 defense this upcoming season. It could be top 5 depending on how that front 4 pans out, how those guys come in, how those rookies develop, how fast they can become good. Will we get anything out of, guys that's been on the roster not producing? Cough, Peyton Turner. Who knows what's going to happen? But I think the sky is the limit for this defense, man. I think at worst it's a 10th best defense in the NFL at worst case scenario, just because with Dennis Allen's system, the guys that's been in it, the talent we have, the defense is going to be good. Now, can we be great? That's a question that needs to be answered by the players, by that front 4 to be exact. I think they have potential, though. They might start off slow just because those guys are going to be rookies. But about midway through the season, halfway through the year, I think those guys are going to be picking it up, flying that full force, and I'm excited for the season to start. I know this is kind of the dead season right now, so we're not really getting a lot, but man, I can't wait for it to start. I'm also going to do my top 25. I used to do top 53. I think I'm going to just, hold at the top 25 players for this upcoming season this year. I know some guys beat me to it already, like Nick Underhill and things like that. But I'm still going to do my list. Did it last year as well. We'll be doing it again this year. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a very exciting list. I'm going to have some surprises in there. Some guys that are probably going to miss the cut that you're probably not going to like. But, hey, it is what it is, man. It's my opinion. But, hey, as always, man, thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, this is the Tragedies, and I'm out.